So we all need one for our Maths GCSE paper 2 and 3, and we need to be able to use it for our Science GCSE as well. This is the one that I would recommend. This is probably one of my favourites. So this, I'm just going to go through the basics first, and then I'm going to do a few other sort of extras if you need to know them. Right, so you get your new calculator, and first thing you're going to need to do is to know how to turn it on and off. So, I mean, if you look here, you can see the on button, and it'll either have this screen, as you can see here, with a little cursor, or it will show something like that. So just to do basics, you know, adding, subtracting, whatever, you're going to need to have it on calculate. So you're going to have calculate like that selected, and then there's an OK button here, which you're just going to select. So it should just look like this. So that's on. Now you need to turn it off. Okay, so what you do is you find the blue button that says shift, and you click that, and then you find the AC button, and that will turn it off, and then it says that, and that's on and off. Okay, so if we're doing a calculation, so let's just put it in anything, 12 times 3, 12 times 36, okay, like that. So what we do is we type the numbers in, do what we want, and then we press EXE for execute, or it's our equals button. So we press that, okay, but how do we delete that? So I didn't want to say 36, I wanted to say 3, for example. So what I can do is I can go back into my calculation that I'd just written here, and I can use this button to delete the 6 because I don't want it. So I'll delete that, and then I'll press execute again, and now I've got the actual answer that I wanted here. Right, if we didn't want to have this calculation, it was all wrong, and we just want to clear it completely, then we use the AC all clear button. So we click that, and that just wipes everything off. Fix for that one. Okay, now this is one of the questions that comes up all the time in my classes, and that is, I don't want my answer as a fraction, I want it as a decimal. How do I change it? Okay, so let's pick something that's going to give us a it will give you an answer as a fraction, but sometimes you want to write it as a decimal and round it. So when it says this, if you want to know what it is as a decimal, then you can just change it by pressing format, going down to decimal, pressing OK, and then it will convert it like that. It's a bit of a long-winded process. If you don't want it to give you a fraction at all for every single calculation that you do, then this is how you change it once and for all. Okay, so what you do is you press this settings button here. So you go to settings, and then we want calc settings. Okay, so we're going to press OK on that one, and then we want input output, so that is this, and it brings up this. We want it on decimal. Okay, so we're going to go down to the next one, make sure it's selected, and then we can go back to the calculating screen by pressing home. So now let's try 2/3 again. So 2/3, 2 divided by 3, execute, and that just straight away gives us the decimal instead of having to change it from a fraction every time. It's up to you how you want it. If you wanted it to go back to fraction, calc settings, again, input output, and then you want it on the top one, okay, press OK, and then it will take you back to, if you press home again, it will take you back to the normal screen, and it will give it you as a fraction then, okay. So that's something, so that's converting, so that's between fraction and decimal, and that's often something people don't know how to do. Right, okay, so writing a fraction, right, so number 4, how do we write a fraction? If we wanted to write a fraction like this, so with one number on top of another to 2/3. So we've got this button here with 2 boxes, one is shaded and one isn't. So here we're going to write, we're going to do a calculation. We're going to do 2/3. So press the button and it brings it up like that. So 2/3, we're going to do that times by 3/4. So we're going to go press the right arrow here, and then we're going to press times, and then we're going to start doing another fraction, which is going to be 3/4. So we can multiply fractions and get our answer like that. Okay, now if we don't want it as a fraction answer, then remember we go into format, we press decimal, and it will give us the decimal equivalent to that as well. Okay, right, so that is how we put in a fraction using the box or the button that looks like that. Okay, and the last one we're going to look at for this video is brackets. Alright, so quite often we need to use those, so let's just clear everything and start again. So we're going to put in a bracket with an indices. So the calculation we want to do is this. This is our fifth one, and we want to square that, and we want to know what the answer is. So what we're going to do is we're going to type it into the calculator using the bracket button. So brackets open, 2 plus 3 in the bracket, shut the bracket, and then how do we put a square on that? We've got two choices, this one or this one. We're going to use the square button, which looks like this, and you'll see the little 2 comes up here. So we just execute that, and then it gives us our answer straight off. Okay, right. Okay, so that's all I was going to look at today. I'm going to come back and do another video with some slightly more complex calculations using the calculator, but those are the very basics. And I recommend that you get to know your calculator because it's going to be your best friend in the exams. Okay?